there's a chance you can encounter the monster before you're ready to defeat the monster. If you don't know the secret weaknesses or a secret weakness to defeat the monster with, you can have combat, but you can't kill the monster. So it's going to behoove you to not get into too heavy of combat with this thing until you know what its secret weakness is. You guys are basically a group of monster hunters who are going to be like, you were at a diner or in town and you heard about the rumors of what's going to be happening, and you're going to be going over to just investigate. The kids at Camp Sunnyside love a good campfire. The songs, the s'mores, the stories. In their brand new summer camp built deep in the woods, nestled beside the still waters of Lily Lake, the stories talk of a previous camp, Camp Bogawog, that burnt down under mysterious circumstances and that once stood where Sunnyside does today. The stories also share one other thing in common: the Murk Monster, a horror made of seaweed that rises from the lake when the moon is high, looking to lure campers away to their death. The tales have always just been a way to scare the younger kids, until this summer. Hi everyone, and welcome to A Little Too Quiet, the Ferndale Area District Library podcast, brought to you by the Friends of the Ferndale Area District Library.
Woo! Woo! Thank you, friends.
I am your host and your keeper of tales today, Erin, and I am joined today in playing Monster of the Week with Kelly.
Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm head of adult services and a avid RPGer. 20 years of playing various RPGs.
And also Caius.
Hi, I'm Kai's. I work in circulation. I have never played any RPGs before.
Welcome to the first time also, Caius, to the pod. Yay! Woo! We're so happy to have you. And last but not least, you know her, you love her, it's Mary Graham.
Hello, it is I. I'm a youth librarian, a frequent pod host, and I have played an RPG or two in my time, mostly one-shots, mostly testing things for Erin before she inflicts them, bestows them upon the fine folks who come to the middle school RPG club. And she is my RPG teacher, professor,
guru.
Yes,
Guru.
because I am learning all of her secrets so that I can run teen RPG coming soon to a Ferndale library near you in October.
Yeah.
Woo.
And it's very important to note, today we are going to be playing Monster of the Week. It is a game that you can play as well at home because guess what, folks? We have the book Monster of the Week over in the YA nonfiction section. So if you enjoy what you hear today and you're like, hey, that sounds fun, I want to play it, you can for free. Hey, isn't that great? It's also great because the dice used in this game are just 2 6-sided dice. So the game dice that you normally play with board games at home, going to be the dice that you would use to play this. So you don't need any special equipment other than grabbing the book from us. So with that said, let us get into it. Our players today are a group of monster hunters who were in town at a diner, and they heard some of the little bits of what's going on here and decided, we're going to have to check that out. Let's go around and just introduce our characters very briefly. Name, pronouns, and just like if you have like a little bit of a, if you want to talk about the class or a little bit of your character really quickly.
All right. Sorry about that. My character is Danny Wallace. Danny is a spell slinger. Her pronouns are she, her, hers. And how I would describe Danny is, I'm imagining this diner as a classic one with the plastic linoleum seats, good old school.
Oh, it's like 50s diner all the way. It's got that like teal and white kind of aesthetic.
Perfect. I love this. So Danny is sitting on one of these seats with her friends. She is in sweatpants, a hoodie t-shirt. It is mostly rumpled, maybe clean, and bunny slippers. She is currently double fisting cups of coffee. There are major bags under her eyes, and there is a nondescript ratted backpack next to her. We're not going to question what's in that backpack, folks.
I'm sure it's going to come up later in the most spectacular of ways. Caius, you want to tell us about your character?
My character is Laurel, the mundane. He uses he, him pronouns.
And you're just an average person off the street.
Yes.
We love it. All right. And then Mary Graham, how about your character?
My character is Nellie Sly, no relation to famous intrepid newspaperwoman Nellie Bly, but she's flattered that you would think so. And she is an intrepid newspaperwoman in her own right. She is sitting at the counter of this diner on one of the diner stools. She is wearing a full-length trench coat and a fedora pulled over her face, but it's summer, you might say.
Doesn't matter.
And what's your point? She loves diners because people are always saying stuff that she can overhear, and she became a newspaper woman because she's nosy. So that's Nellie.
The correct line of work.
Yes.
All right. So as you're sitting in this diner, you kind of overhear the table behind your booth. You're in booths. The booth behind yours is just talking about some local rumors going around the town, including how there's been kids kind of waking up with no memory, covered in lake slime. There's a counselor that was claiming that they saw something writhing beneath the dock late at night. And one of the kids from the camp has now vanished.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun.
Oh no.
Oh no, poor kid. Probably not going well for them. So based on this, you guys have decided to investigate. We're going to now zoom forward. Your car, which is, I'm assuming, only some sort of really cool, old style, like no top convertible, maybe janky, maybe nice. I don't know. That's up to you.
This is your car.
It is Nellie's car, and the car was in better shape before we embarked on a cross-country fact-finding road
Monster
trip.
hunting road trip.
Monster hunting road trip. So it's not a bad car, but the suspension's a little bit dinged. I don't know if you know this. America doesn't have the best road infrastructure.
Whoa. I like to also imagine that perhaps Nellie's car has gotten maybe dinged up a little bit from past monsters. Like, there's been a close encounter or two.
Oh, there's a couple scratches I'm never going to paint over because they're reminders that I survived. So,
the insurance doesn't cover monsters.
The insurance doesn't cover monsters.
What would you tell the insurance company?
Well, you try to tell them. I have attempted to tell them it was monsters, and they're always like, "That's nice, ma'am." Mm-hmm. And then they don't pay me.
It is good to know for Monster of the Week. The setting here is one, unlike D&D, where it's kind of like X-Files-esque, where, there's believers, but there's a lot of non-believers. So while you guys know that there's monsters out there, the insurance company, even if they did know, they would still
not going to pay for it.
All right. Let's go. Where are you sitting in the car?
Oh, I am definitely laying down in the back seat, pretending to sleep, or desperately trying to.
Caius, is Laurel in charge of snacks, tunes, just navigating? What's
definitely in charge of snacks. I keep them all in the front seat with me.
Nice.
And I am driving, and because I'm driving, I get to pick all of the music.
That is your right.
Yes. So you're all dealing with Billy Joel.
Not a bad way to start. All right, and you have pulled in to the parking lot of the Camp Sunnyside. It's very brand new. Everything looks great. You see right next to the parking lot, there's this big kind of it's that orangish wood that's clearly been very heavily treated for weather and stuff like that. There's a big arch with these big logs supporting the arch. To me, to look quote unquote rustic, but it's all just a little bit too orange painty from the weather coating. So it's a little too shiny new feeling. But you see a big welcome sign. Welcome to Camp Sunnyside. And you've arrived. You have not been invited. So you might want to think of a strategy going in how you're going to get around this camp. But I turn it over to you and how you want to start your investigation.
So upon coming into the parking lot, I assume that we come to a screeching stop.
Oh,
So
naturally.
So I fall into the wheel well.
Yeah.
I pop up holding a coffee thermos.
Yes.
So we made it. Do we know where the camp counselors are?
Even if we did know where the camp counselors are, nothing scares these people off like a press pass. So we're going to have to think of some very clever and very quick lies to figure out how to get past these people before we actually attempt to find them.
I think we pull what we tried in Tulsa. You're here to inspect the food.
Genius.
All right, so you're going in as food inspector.
Yes, it's a camp. There will be somewhere to go inspect, and there will be something to find. I don't care how shiny new this place is. There will be, oh, the camp food, there's nothing wrong with it, is not a thing anyone has ever said in the entirety of my journalistic career. Food inspection it is.
Food inspectors it is. All right. Do you guys happen to have equipment already to help you fake this identity, or are you just going to go in with some lies and hope and a prayer?
I have a notebook and a pen that goes click, click. Danny has coffee.
Danny has coffee. Danny has a nondescript backpack filled with objects and Tupperware and bottles.
And Laurel lends the whole group the air of normality.
Yeah.
Because Laurel's like,
Not scary like us.
yeah, and just
Goes with the flow.
just hanging. Laurel doesn't look suspicious to me. Laurel doesn't look suspicious to anyone.
Laurel should do the talking.
Laurel should do the talking. And I should menacingly click my pen.
All right. So you guys are heading into camp. I have provided everyone at the table a copy of our camp map. We have lots of fun things on here. There's an office. There's a medic building for all of your health and well-being type things. We've got the lodge, which would be normally like, food is there. Also, like major indoor activities are there. There's a boat shed. We've got a theater. There's a sports field. There's some bunks. There's also some no-go zones. And of course, centering all this is a beautiful lake, Lily Lake. It's got some trails around it. It's got a nice little swim area, a dock. And then, of course, there's the campfire ring in the center. So lots of fun things to do at this camp. Where do you want to go to start your investigation or to find people to pretend to be food inspectors around and ask some questions definitely not related to food?
I'm thinking the lodge is probably where they eat.
I was going to say, there's no checking in at the office. This is a shock and awe kind of operation. We are coming in with our notebooks and our nondescript backpacks and Laurel's normality, and the rest of us are our vaguely threatening air. So if you stop and you give warning at the office, you've blown the whole operation.
We go in the back door.
Oh, naturally.
You're just going to slip in like you were meant to be there and already there from the start? Okay, so you walk past the office. You walk past the medic building. You walk past, it looks like a lot of the kids that are here in camp are currently sitting around the campfire, singing, doing stories, like that kind of thing.
Do the kids look like they're having a good time, or do they look like they're huddled in packs trying to avoid the darkness?
Oh, that's a great question. You would say, just like, how well do you know kids? Like, how familiar are you with kids and how?
I'm adult services.
They're a little bit fidgety.
Okay.
We'll go with that. And you reach the basically the lodge building. It's a 2-story, definitely fake wood cabin kind of vibe place. There's lots of windows. There's a front door. Let's see who wants to go and do some searching around and see if they can find a back door or an additional way to get in here besides just walking in.
I'll walk around the building.
All right, great. So our Dane, Laurel just walks around. You find a door. Are you just gonna open it, go in and
Yep.
see? Okay. You open it and you find yourself in the kitchen area. There is, your standard kind of industrial kitchen-y type things going on in here. And there's also a large, kind of older gentleman who's got like that white, dirty kind of apron on, clearly like cooking up some lunch for the kiddos. His back is currently turned to you.
Probably wouldn't say anything. I would just lurk around until they notice.
All right, so this guy's cooking. What are the other two of you doing?
When Laurel doesn't immediately come back, I assume that Laurel has found an entrance, and I will circle around the same path. I will see the open door, the person inside, and I will come to the conclusion I have not had enough coffee yet. We're going to let Laurel handle this.
Whereas I am hot on your heels, and I see that Laurel has found an entrance and that the door is open, and I want in on this. And also, whether I'm right or not, I consider myself the best actress of the group. And so I want to make sure Laurel has plenty of assistance in fooling whoever is going to have to be fooled. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy being tall and looming, so I'm planning to loom.
Alrighty, so eventually, the two of you are in. You're hanging back just in case, definitely guarding the building exit. And eventually, Javier turns around. He's like, you're not staff, are you?
Food inspection. I flash my press pass too quickly for him to notice that it's not a food inspection pass or an identification of any kind.
Food inspection. I don't recall us being due for one.
Well, of course we do surprise food inspections, or else this place could be an absolute pigsty 7 days out of the week, but then the day that we come, you would have it spit spot, and we simply can't have that. So sometimes we do food inspections, and then before you think you're due for the next one, surprise, new food inspection. So we're going to have to look around.
Go ahead, Mary Graham. First roll of the game. I'm going to need you to roll to manipulate someone, because you're trying to get access here.
I am.
So you're kind of doing a little bit of like manipulation.
Am I rolling both?
You're going to roll both of your dice and add those up, and you're
6.
going to be adding to that.
My stats.
Yep, the stat. So plus charm.
Mm-hmm. So that's a total of 8.
Alrighty, so that is a success, but in order for them to let you have free reign here, you are going to have to do something to convince them, show them that you mean it, or, you're going to have to give a little extra here to seal the deal.
Sure. I walk over to the ovens because, presumably industrial kitchen, there's multiple ovens. And even though everything in here is a little too state of the art, I start opening the ovens and I turn over my shoulder and I say, Laurel, come here. Have you ever seen anything so horrid? The grease stains. My God. Look at the oil burned into the floor of these ovens.
What? No, I just cleaned them last week, I swear.
Clearly not. I don't understand how you could possibly feed food to people out of ovens with grease stains such as this.
No, we just had one. I just cleaned it.
And what is this, a cigarette butt on the floor?
I don't smoke. Where did this
It's
come
entirely
from?
possible that you don't
See
smoke,
that at
sir.
all.
But I don't make the rules. Any form of tobacco or anything like that in a kitchen, it's a no-go. I don't care how well ventilated
I've been
this
at this
place
camp
is.
for like since but I've been here since like 40 years ago. I have never smoked here, and I love this camp way too much to smoke in this building.
Well, now I have a question. Because this camp is new. So how has Javier been at the camp for 40 years? And is there maybe information that he has?
I wonder.
While this is happening, Danny's going to walk in, puff herself up. It's not very effective, but she's going to puff herself up. She's going to say, I'm afraid that you can't be in here while the inspectors are doing their inspection. If you would please wait with me outside while they continue. And I will go to take his hand and lead him out. And close the door behind me.
Okay. I think with the different claims against the health code, that has provided enough reason that the manipulate someone to get them to do what you want thing will be effective, and he'll follow you out.
Okay. While we are standing on the back porch, I'm going to try and play good cop.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, I know the come off is really, really strong, but it'll probably be fine. You don't have much to worry about.
He's mopping his brow a little bit, you know.
I mean,
he's not sure if it's because he was hot in there or if he's because he's nervous, but...
I hear that you said you've worked here for 40 years. Didn't this camp burn down at one point?
Yeah.
Oh, was it the kitchen?
Well, it wasn't this camp. Sunnyside's pretty new, but I used to go here back when I was a kid, even back when it was the old Camp Bogawog.
Oh, yeah. What was that like? This camp better, or what do you think?
Everything here is pretty shiny and new, but there's definitely some advantages, I would say, over Camp Bogawog and what happened.
What happened?
I mean, I know that the camp burned down, but I was away. I ended up getting sick, so my parents picked me up early, and I ended up missing out on whatever caused the fire. I know that they never really determined a cause. From like I've looked it up in the newspaper since I grew up and did some research on my own just to see, and no one can explain it.
You did your own research? Oh, wait. I feel like I've heard about this before. Wait, is it Bog Monster? It's the local cryptid, right?
No. That's just something that the kids sing about over at the fire. That's nothing. I think there's got to be a reasonable explanation for it. Probably either the campfire had some embers, or maybe the camp wasn't new. Maybe something wasn't done right in the kitchen. I don't know.
Is there anyone else who's been around the camp as long as you have?
No, I'm the only one I think that's kind of come back here. A lot of the kids and people who worked there kind of actually died in the fire. And I mean, there's some history to that camp, even before the fire, but a lot of the people perished with it, I guess. And I mean, as for how things are today, I would talk to one of the camp counselors, or heck, even we've got like a visiting scientist chick. She was from the local university. She's doing some lake studies, but I know she's done some research into the camp and the lake too. But
okay. Where's the scientist?
I think she's got like a tent kind of like up past the cabins around the lake. It's like she set herself up. She wasn't allowed to be in the camp. The corporate sponsors of Camp Sunnyside, begrudgingly, they don't want to share the lake, but part of the lake is owned by the university, and like a tiny little sliver. So she's camping out on that portion. I know you can get there if you kind of like start the trail end for the hiking trail that goes around the lake and you go the opposite way from the direction of the path, like counterclockwise around the lake, you should reach your tent. Just whatever you do, there's a couple of like no-go zones for the kids, and I know that kind of applies to all staff, so I would avoid that if I were you.
Oh, why is it no-go? Did they tell you why you couldn't go there? It isn't anything that could cause food poisoning, is it?
No, not that I know of. God, I can't say it. I mean, I know the one area kind of, I think, is where the old Camp Bogwog was, like the cabins and stuff. But I don't know. Corporate doesn't tell us anything.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I'm gonna discreetly knock on the door 3 times like we did in Tulsa.
I love that there's something that happened in Tulsa. Let's quickly zoom over to Laurel and Nellie. What are you guys doing inside the kitchen?
Nellie is on. I am on just the other side of the door with my tape recorder, like pressed against the door, and also my ear. I have been 100% eavesdropping this whole time. And so I hear the knock, and I turn to Laurel and I say, just like in Tulsa.
Laurel, what do you think your character is doing here?
I'm looking through the refrigerator. The big walk-in fridge.
All right.
Are there any snacks in there?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, then I say, Laurel, just like in Tulsa. So grab some snacks, and I think we're gonna be able to get out of here and get to the more interesting places where the monsters are.
Laurel, what do you grab from this giant walk-in?
A big bag of cherries.
Ooh,
Nice.
and they're in season.
Perfect. Is there anything else in that walk-in fridge, like a person? A body? Meat hooks?
Laurel, go ahead and investigate a mystery. So just roll your 2 dice, and to that you're going to be adding your sharp.
Looks like 5.
All right. So with the 5, it's just a regular old fridge.
Nothing suspicious.
Nothing suspicious. And you'll never know if there was or was not something actually suspicious in the fridge.
Oh no.
That's where I hit the monster.
So I hear the 3 knocks, and I stand up because I've definitely been like on the floor with like my ear pressed up to it, and the tape recorder kind of jammed under the gap between the door and the floor. I know it's a new building, but like corporate's shoddy sometimes, right?
Oh, they sure are.
You know. So I stand up and I brush off my trench coat and I retrieve my tape recorder and I pretend as though I definitely wasn't listening with my ear pressed to the door this whole time. And I whip the door open and I say, well, I have good news and bad news. For you, at least.
Oh, no.
The good news is this is fixable, and I don't think we're going to have to write any kind of report.
Oh, thank God. He lets out like a big sigh of relief, and he looks very relieved because you know his job was probably on the line if things turned out badly in food inspection.
So the bad news for you is that we are going to have to stick around for a little while just to be sure that procedures are being followed. So you can't get rid of us so quickly, but ultimately, I don't think you have to have anything to worry about. And honestly, no matter what we find, I'm sure we could come to some kind of understanding.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you need, I guess.
I mostly am just going to need to make sure that those ovens are still clean in a week.
Okay, I'll get. You know what? I can get on that right this second. He's gonna zoom in, and he's got like a Brillo pad in hand and some of that bartender's best friend powder stuff, and he's just going to town.
Thank you so much. You know, I can see that you really, really do care about this place, and that's quite admirable. Of course, as you know, we're really not close to anything, so it doesn't make sense for us to leave and then come back in a week, so we're just going to kind of have to stick around. But we won't be any trouble. We won't even need any space in the cabins. But just, you know, if folks say, who is that very tall, very stunning woman in a trench coat, just say it's the food inspector, because that's what I am. I'm definitely a food inspector.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you say, you got it.
And we will go ahead and get right out of your hair. Thank you so much for your time.
Sure. He's gonna really scrub. He's going at it. Where are you guys gonna go next?
I'm gonna look at Laurel, dig through my bag, offer Laurel a water bottle. I'm not gonna tell you what's in the water bottle, but I'll offer you the water bottle and say, I think we should go to a tent where a scientist lives. You listened. I know you listened. Tulsa. There's apparently a scientist who is studying the lake. And if there is something that is stealing camp kids and covering them in slime, well, it's probably lake slime, so maybe they'll know about it.
I love a scientist, and God, do I love a monster who lives in a lake. It's just like that time in Scotland.
Which was a good time in Scotland.
It was a great time in Scotland. Which way are we going?
Let's go left.
All right, so you guys are going to be going counterclockwise around to get towards Priya's camp?
Yes.
Alrighty. So you go past the campfire ring with the kids singing songs. With the camp counselor, you go past the swimming area, go past a couple of the cabins, and eventually you reach Priya's cabin. It's basically a kind of like a yurt-esque tent. It's like a semi-permanent tent because the university sends different research like assistants and students and stuff here pretty frequently, but not enough to build like a permanent structure. So they have like a yurt, and they've got, like the flaps of this yurt are open, so you can see inside. There's like just tables of different scientific like laboratory equipment and a cot, and even like some of that scientific equipment has spilled like outside of the yurt, and she's got additional like little camp tables set up. And you see Priya, who is our young scientist. Looks like she's peering into a microscope at something as you approach.
Since I have that water bottle, I figure I'll go up to the scientist and give her the water bottle, offer it to her at least.
And she goes, "Oh, are you from the university? Are you part of the camp?"
University.
Yes, we're new interns.
Oh, I didn't realize I was getting assistance on this. Awesome. Are you from Professor Smith's class?
Definitely.
I'm from the department. I'm too tall and old to pass as an intern. But
you can go to school at any age, Mary
That's
Graham.
definitely true. But in this case, I'm lying and saying I'm part of school admin because there's way too much school admin for anyone to keep track of all of it. So
True.
no one will ever be able to call my bluff.
All right. What were you?
I'm going to throw my arm around Laurel because I look like a sleep-deprived college student, so it's fine.
Very believable.
So yes, these are my baby interns, and I'm their babysitter, mostly just delivering them here to you, Priya. And with my notebook and my little clicky pen, I am documenting that indeed I have delivered them to the lakeside. That being said, it's a very nice lake, so I don't think I'll go anywhere quickly.
I mean, yeah, it's fascinating ecologically speaking, isn't it? I don't know. Have you seen? I don't know if you follow my reports that I've been sending over to Professor Smith, but so far my findings here have been greatly different from what I had imagined for my thesis, and so it's just what's in this water, bananas. I can't even.
So, Dr. Smith sent us over to double check that your findings were accurate because they're so analogous to what was expected. Really hope I used that word right.
I think maybe they're anomalous.
But
either way, I think that maybe you can't directly tell the interns about what you found because you don't want to bias their findings. But I'm just administration, and I'm functionally just an office person.
Oh, well.
But I did a degree in, the liberal arts. So I am fascinated by this.
Well,
and
are the interns here? Are you here to assist me with my work? Are you doing your own study? I wasn't made aware that we were going to have interns on this project.
We're here to assist.
Oh,
those findings,
awesome.
Dr. Smith was so impressed and baffled by your findings that they wanted to go ahead and just send along some extra help that you might need. A couple extra pairs of eyes can be useful, or if you need someone else to take samples, this is what we have interns for, is to make them take all the grossest samples.
All right, so at this point in time, we're going to do a investigate a mystery roll. I think this is something that you can all do because you're all playing a part in this. So you're going to roll your dice and add your sharp.
I have 10.
I have 8.
10, 8. Okay, so on a...
I've got 7.
Awesome. Okay, so everyone passed at least and gets to ask one question or 2 questions, depending. There's a little list that you've been provided of kind of questions, but you're all basically going to be answering some of the same similar kinds of questions, I think, from this list. For those who don't know Monster of the Week at home, when you investigate a mystery, you get to ask a certain number of questions from a predetermined list. What happened here? The sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can it hurt? Where did it go? What was it going to do? And what is being concealed here? The players aren't going to be asking these literal questions to Priya. They'll be asking them to me, your keeper of secrets and mystery. And I will interpret the answers to those questions in Priya's response. So you don't have to worry about wording something to somehow make it fit.
I love that.
Beautiful.
All right.
Does anyone have one of the questions that seems to stick out to them?
What happened here?
All right. So Priya will tell you that as part of her research, she found this odd glow effect from part of the center of the lake.
Bioluminescence.
Yeah, that's what she thought.
Oh.
But that does not appear to be true because she's sampled some of the various critters. She sampled some of the various plants. None of that has responded to that kind of glow. So she's not sure what's causing the glow yet. But that's one of the things that's been off in her research.
Okay.
Does anyone have a different question they would like to ask?
What kind of creatures did she sample?
All right. So, so I say, what sort of creature is it? With that, she can tell you that she's never seen a type of creature in her studies like this before. So to you, this rings off alarm bells of supernatural creature, supernatural creature, supernatural creature, or power or magic. But she cannot figure out, using science, what kind of creature it is. It's just nothing that she has seen before. Mary Graham, I believe you rolled the highest, so you have 2 questions if you'd like to ask. Oh, Caius, did you roll the 10? Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have one more question if you have another one that you like. Or we can go to Mary Graham and then go back to you if you want another second.
I need a second.
Okay, Mary Graham, do you have a question?
What is being concealed here?
Ooh, excellent. What's being concealed here is as you hear the research findings to you, besides just seeming supernatural, you're getting the sense that there is a connection somehow between this glow and the current events happening today. you think, this kind of glow. Priya tells you the glow itself isn't moving, so it's probably not the creature itself that's glowing, but the glow is probably somehow involved with the creature.
Like a creature byproduct.
Maybe. But it's coming from the center of the lake. And Priya hasn't been able to go deep enough, examine whatever is creating the glow.
Can it do anything?
So far, all of her experiences with this glow have not caused any mutations to any of, to her or been harmful to her personally. But she has noticed that some of the specimens that she's gotten from near the glow, some of the little microscopic size little guys that like to swim in the water, some of them are kind of mutated. So that's what she's going to be able to give you for your questions. So now you're up to speed. Is there anything else I could do for you? I'm sorry, are you a professor or just admin?
Just admin.
Oh, okay. Miss
Sly.
Sly. Thank you. Is there anything else I can assist you with, Miss Sly, at this time?
I don't suppose you have any diving equipment?
I do.
That's what interns are for.
Oh, that's true. I haven't gone because I'm a terrible swimmer. Are either of you certified with scuba gear?
Yes.
Said with the most obvious face of no. She goes, oh, okay, great. Yeah, it's right here in the tent, and she'll give you some scuba gear.
I'll row the canoe. Because it sounds like we need to go to the middle of the lake for this.
That would be something you got to do. Alrighty. Is there anything else you want to do at Priya's camp at this time?
Is there any interesting looking equipment or jars of strange liquids?
Ooh. There's, I would say it's all very regular sciencey equipment. There's jars full of the lake water. There's and they're labeled different things from different tests that she's run on them, or just regular samples of the water. She's got samples labeled for which parts of the lake she's sampled from. It's interesting that it looks like there's an empty jar from an area she hasn't sampled yet. She hasn't been to the grotto area, which is on your maps, this little pointy part on the right hand side of the lake. She hasn't been to that portion of the lake yet. And she'll tell you it's because, if you ask, it's because it's kind of too close to the no-go zone over there. And she hasn't seen any reason to go over there quite yet, when she's got some other samples that she's currently processing.
Okay.
I feel like we could take the jar with us. Just in case we end up over there, we could collect a sample for you.
Actually, that's a great idea. And she thrusts it into the hands of Laurel the intern. So you can go scuba diving for me and see if you can collect any. Here, she hands you another jar. Here's another sample. Actually, and she also hands you some bags. Take some samples of all of the plant life at the bottom, some of the water from down that far deep. So we can analyze that, and then if you want to go and get some water samples just from the top layer of water within the grotto, that's fine. I'm kind of going top, middle, and then bottom of the lake, kind of, because as I all know about how fish kind of have different layers of which they swim and act and all that. So yeah, I kind of broke it into 3 groups. So if you guys want to go work on those projects, I'm just going to keep analyzing these samples. I really want to get this report typed up so that way Miss Sly can take it back to the admin with her. Yeah, sound good, team?
Should we offer Priya some cherries so that she likes us? I mean, I think she already likes us, but I like bribing people with food to maintain their loyalty.
Well, you also gave her a water bottle. I'm not sure what that was filled
that's
with.
right.
We don't know what that was filled
So
with.
maybe it's better if we don't ask any questions. Thank you so much for the canoe and the diving material.
No, I don't have a canoe. You'll have to borrow that from the camp. You'll have to ask them and see if you can rent their canoe. The university does have to borrow that on occasion.
Of course, I definitely knew that since I work in university admin. Thank you for the reminder, Priya.
Yeah. It's over at the boat shed. It's right by the lodge.
Great.
Tra-la-la.
So we're going to go steal a canoe.
I nod my head, carrying a giant plastic bin of dive equipment.
All right. You get over to the boat shed. It is a very old ramshackle building compared to the new, like a stark contrast to the right next door to it lodge. Very, very worn old wood, kind of ramshackly building. It's got a locked door though, and some windows.
Got any lockpicks in that nondescript backpack of yours?
Excuse you, I am a wizard.
Got any spells to unlock that door for us?
Behold my grandeur. Excuse me while I use one of my spells.
Okay.
I'm gonna try blast using ice,
Great.
but I'm gonna focus on the lock so it freezes and we can break it off.
This sounds great.
Oh no!
Is this one of those things where you roll plus weird?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and give us a roll and we'll see how effective your spell is.
Okay. It is. That would be 7 plus 2, so 9.
Okie dokie. So good news, bad news is going to be that it is going to go off and it's going to work. But when magic goes and kind of works, there's usually a side effect to that when you roll a 7 to 9. In this case, I'm going to say that it was a little too forceful. Hoopsies. And you've kind of blown off the door handle. There's just a hole.
I unlocked it.
Good job.
I give the door a little push.
He goes, and something will fall out. Like a piece of paper kind of falls to the ground. And then inside you see there are, some canoes. There's the different paddles. Of course, everyone's favorite safety equipment, those orange foam
Life
vests that you have to wear.
Safety first.
All right. So you're going to grab a canoe and head out.
Wait, what about the piece of paper?
Definitely need to read the piece of paper.
Do I notice the piece of paper? Do any of us?
Roll me a investigate a mystery. Plus sharp, please.
7.
Yes. In this case, it is going to work. Where you see it, because we're going to go with what is being concealed here. It was that paper that was apparently tucked in some of the boards and fell loose from the shaking of this slightly larger than intended explosion.
Oops.
Oopsies.
Thanks, Danny.
It appears to be a picture of 2 kids. It's a really old picture, but like you would guess the kids look like it's like the 80s. It's like 2 kids. One of them is like really scraggly with like kind of like a wide mouth and these wire rimmed glasses, and then one of them is a bit of a like more built like darker tone skin tone character with like curly hair. I'll give you the curly hair kid kind of looks like Javier.
Ooh.
Interesting. Well, I'm putting that in my wallet. Let's go get a canoe.
I can't help you carry this canoe. I am carrying scuba diving equipment.
That's right. It's okay. I'm very tall, so I pick a canoe up off the wall where it is hanging. I am gonna need your help, Laurel.
I can definitely help, but I'm much shorter than you, so it's going to be an angle.
It's funny. It's funny looking, but it does work.
All right.
I think docks are for suckers, and we just want to get in the water before anyone catches us.
And you're soon in the water with your canoe, paddling along. Do, 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 do. It's currently daytime, so there's not an obvious glow, though.
Oh. Is there a instruction manual to this thing?
Alas, not so much.
Cool.
Would you like to come back later? Are you just going to pick a spot and go diving? What would you like? Which part of the lake would you like to go to?
So,
Unless you have something you want to do move-wise to help you like detect magic or something.
I would like to see. I would like to open my third eye.
Ooh.
Yes.
Can you describe to us what that is?
So it's a read a bad situation, but you can open your third eye for a moment to take in extra information. You get a +1 hold on any result of 7 or more, plus you can see invisible things. On a miss, you may still get your hold 1, but you are exposed to supernatural danger because unfiltered hidden reality is rough on the brain.
So true. All
This
right.
explains so much, Danny. This explains so much.
Go ahead and then let's roll for a read a bad situation.
Sure. Oof. So that's only an 8.
All right. Well, the good news is it's not a complete failure. And I get to do something fun with the bad consequences of kind of succeeding.
Hey.
We love that for me. So you open your third eye. You take a moment. I don't know what that looks like for you. If it's like if the world looks any different when you open your third eye or not.
You know what? It's all in neon colors.
It's all in neon colors. I love that. It goes back to the 80s. And you open your eye. You look down and you see kind of like across the lake and further at the bottom, there is a glowing stone with ancient ruins carved into it. That's lightly glowing. That would be highly visible at night.
I grab...
The downside, though, is right as you see that, you see there's also something moving through the water at incredible speed.
Oh no.
And it's noticed you through the different waves of your gaze penetrating through, like on a magical sort of level. It's noticed you because you've noticed it and some of its stuff. So it's now there's something going real fast through the water towards you.
Incoming.
Oh, the rock.
All right, so
'Cause I don't want to die because I want to go on more adventures with Danny and Laurel. But
Agreed.
all right.
dun dun dun, incoming.
So there's a monster barreling towards you through the water. You're in the middle of the lake with your canoe. You've just seen that there's this glowing rune, and that's where we're gonna end it for part 1.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. That's right, listeners. This is in fact our first part 2 RPG podcast thing. If you want to find out what happens next, will they make it out alive? Will they be able to defeat the monster? Probably not yet. You will have to stay tuned because they don't even know what's going on with this monster, really. And neither do you. So, hang around for part 2 coming soon.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe.
Yes. And we would like to thank John Duffy for our music.
Opens and closes every program.
Yes. And of course, another thanks to the lovely friends for supporting us. And yeah, if you'd like to support us, rate, review, and subscribe.
Yay.